so far, and yet it's the Furia that showed up today. FaZe Clan, exactly what everybody asked them. They've taken down Furia and they've made...
So, there's a great big empty space with a cable in the way. A great big empty space that needs to get cleaned. This is where my CNC machine was, but that's gone now. No more CNC. I wasn't using it, didn't need it, so I'm going to clean off this work surface. I'm not sure if it's going to be a glue table. I might use it as a gluing table for a while because it's a good space, it's a big flat surface, and it's a little bit higher. Well, a little bit higher. It's higher than what I had been using over in the corner. So I'm debating what to do. Now, my original plan was to maybe actually take this table down and use the space for something else. But what we do have right now is a nice big flat surface, which I'll check and see if it's flat, where I can use it as a supplementary workbench. So my laptop's over there. I was just watching the 6th Invitational, the game I work on. I was just watching that quick. But this area allows me to mess around a little bit. I'll clean out that shop vac. It's disgusting. Now I have to admit, this isn't the best made table. But if I remember, yeah, it's not flat at all. There's daylight. Absolute ton of daylight. So it's not flat. So I'd actually have to put a board on it to make it flat, to actually make it into anything useful. And of course, right now, there's about to be a massive bloody snowstorm outside, and I'm not going to go get a board. So, what I wanted to do is start looking at a project. So I've got some boards that I need to mill. And there's a bunch of boards. But there's a chair that I have, a stool, if you will, that needs a repair. Which is this thing, which is what I normally used. Can you even see that? I may have to move the camera down a sec. There you can see it. So this is my workshop stool, and I used to use it. Well, I use it when I'm sitting and talking, doing reviews and stuff. And since now I've got this, and now, blimey. Since now I've got this surface, it means I can actually sit and do reviews. I can put my stool down here, and I can sit and talk to the camera with the surface, which I haven't really been able to do because my workbench is a workbench. Now the problem with this stool, I can't remember where I got it from, probably Canadian Tire or something. The problem with it is the top is shit and it's just gone. So it looks like it's like four sockets, and then I was going to build a new top. And seeing as I have a bunch of boards that need to get built, I was going to get 2 of them, and I don't see that it doesn't need to be that big. I was going to get a couple of these. Glue them together in a crisscross fashion, and I was going to make a new top for it. And I figured that would be a slightly more interesting video than, although you're going to watch me mill, it'd be a slightly more interesting video. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we are going to take this top off, and then we're going to mill these flat, glue them together overnight, and basically just whack it on. Maybe I'll do some curves on it. That'd be kind of cool, right? Slightly more interesting than the slightly more interesting than the usual drill. Oh, they're actually Allen keys. So let's get to taking this apart. There's always one Allen key. You ever notice that? There's always one Allen key missing. Oh, so close. I was like, oh, in one. No. Not those ones, that's interesting. I'm pretty good at guessing Allen keys. Apparently not today. Close, but no cigar. That's it. There you go. Wow, that wasn't even done up properly. What are these? Oh, they've actually put insets. Wow, these are loose. Christ. So they're actually inset bolts. Interesting. Inset bolts that have not even done up properly. They're not quite finger tight, but it's pretty bloody close. Right. Done. Dog shit. Right. So I'm wondering, well, these aren't going to get used, but I'll keep them for a different project. I'm wondering whether or not I could just use bigger wood than what I've seen of using. Because about the same. Fuck it, I guess we're going to do that. bad. And then that's going to give me over an inch. May not be very comfortable, but it'll be pretty interesting to do, I think. And then that still gives me a couple of little mini boards to sell. Oh, you know. Decisions. Because it would be good. I'm not sure it's going to go up and down anymore, actually. Okay, no, that's fine. Huh. It goes up, but still goes up and down. We're good. At least that's not broken. So I guess we'll just get to fucking mill these and glue these. So, we've had a fail, and I'm going to stop for the day now. So, I dropped the mill down to its lowest level, and where you've got the reference piece of MDF, it was catching on this block here, which isn't a massive block. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll turn the mill around the other way, and so the MDF doesn't catch this block, it'll just go that end. So what's happened is, because this stop block here is actually quite large, the sled rode up and sat on this block, so it's higher at this end, taking a shallow cut and a massive cut at the other end, and I was getting a bit of smoke off of the cutter. So now I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to reflatten again. So what I need to do, because I had the mill this way, I could have gone the other way, but the table's not quite wide enough, and you risk actually dropping it off the edge. So I need to make some these ones are fine. I need a thinner block here for sure, and I need, when I'm doing very thin stuff, I need a much thinner lower block here. So I'm going to split this in half tomorrow and put it here and a small one here, and then we should be good. But that was a complete fail. Yeah, I don't even know how. Yeah, that was taking way too much of a cut. I need to find a... We'll just manually hit this. The highest point is here. So that was actually cutting about... I need to throw some. That was cutting about 1.5 mil, which is why it was smoking. At this end, yeah, we'll like well under a mil, but here we're cutting 1.5, which is actually more than you should cut with that cut. That cut should only take 1 mil cuts all the way, which is why when I'm using my my setup block, which is 0.3, I take 0.6 as the biggest cut I ever take. So there you go. It's always a learning process, and that was a bit of a fuck up, but whatever. We'll fix this tomorrow by skim cutting this section. Cut this, chop them back on, skim cut this till it gets down closer, and then skim cut everything again. You live and you learn. To err is human. That was a fuck up. Whatever. Peace. We're back at it tomorrow.